2016年6月23日にイギリスで行われた欧州連合離脱の是非を問う国民投票で EU 離脱という結果が出ました。イギリスでは今でも EU 残留を再度求める人々の声が上がるほど動揺が続いています。英国、そして日本でもこの話題は絶えません。さて今日はイギリスの方々にインタビューをしてみました。未来を担う若者の意見を聞いてみましょう。
I'm not really happy about the result.
No, I was really like, I woke up on Friday morning and I was like absolutely gutted. Like I was in a foul mood all of Friday. I was like really unhappy about it. Really sad.
I don't know, I think as young people, I think we've all grown up in this society where we're able to move across the EU for free. Like there's no like visas or anything like that. The Leave campaign was fueled a lot by lies and racism, and I really didn't want that to be what people voted for. And like when I spoke to my grandparents and stuff like that, they were like, oh, but I was better off before we left the EU, before we joined the EU even, and stuff like that. And I think people have this notion that we're going to go back to being the kingdom, and that's never going to happen. We're never going to get back to that. So I was disappointed by it. I work for an international company as well. I work for a Spanish company, so it's a bit like, well, this is fun, So
because I voted to stay because I think like from a young person's perspective, I think it's like so much better like if we are in the EU and we're working together. Like I just follow the policy that it's better together. Like I think it's stronger as a unit. So like waking up to the news that we're out of the EU on like Friday morning was like really sad. So,
my colleagues, everyone was not happy about the result on the Friday.
No, a lot of my friends were really unhappy about it as well. So especially being a university student, being at like De Montfort University here, obviously like the feeling here is very like we're all very like very sad about the result, and like as a student community like we're doing a lot of things to sort of make sure that we're like protecting the rights of like all our staff here that are like from the EU and like really sticking together like that. So
You know, I'm living here with my husband. He's not European.
Where's he from?
He's African. We were like, you know, following the news about it because we were really worried. But what I think, like observing my friends, British friends, that they are not really informed about what they voted. You know, it's really easy to just check something on Facebook and believe in that. And then you are voting something you're not really sure what was really.
It's a hard one to tell.
I think it's just people to people.
It really depends on what we then agree as a country is our way forward. So I think it really depends on what we decide to do and what the EU decides to do with us. I think obviously Germany and France are kind of a little bit happy that we've left in a weird way because they kind of want more power over what the EU does, and I think England's always had quite a strong say in it, and I think now that we've gone, they're able to sort of say a lot more about it. So I think the deal that we'll draw with Brussels might not be as good as what people are hoping for.
And I think the problem was there was people shouting on the day like, oh, goodbye Brussels, blah blah blah. But like a year before that, they probably didn't know that the laws came from Brussels. So it's all just fueled by the papers, and it's all just rubbish.
I think it depends. It'll be an interesting one. I think in the long run, maybe we'll be better off for it because maybe we'll be able to make economic deals with like other nations, like America, the South Americas, like the Asias and areas like that. But like as it stands at the moment, I think in the short run it's going to affect us all quite negatively. But I think in the long run maybe it will be a positive thing. But I'm hoping that's wishful thinking. That's really sad that people don't like the immigration. I celebrate it. We're in like the most multicultural city in the UK, and I just think, how can you be anti-immigration? There's so much that we do in this city that we celebrate. Like, obviously, I'm white, I'm not religious, but I've been to Diwali and I've experienced that culture, and there's the big Eid celebration in Victoria Park and stuff like that, and it's welcoming, and I think it's so exciting to live in a city where everything is going on for everyone, you know. We celebrate everything, and
it's so hypocritical though, because people who are going out spreading like this hate and stuff against immigrants. They go home and have a curry and stuff, and then,
Yeah.
but they're nice to their delivery man and stuff.
Yeah. My personal opinion on it is, of course, an immigrant's going to take your job because they're going to work
feel
harder
better.
than you.
Yeah.
They're going to do a better job than you are, because I think
Yeah.
as a nation we are quite complacent and we're quite lazy and we expect a job to be given to us. But if we're not the best person for the job, we're not going to get that job. So you're still going to lose your job to an immigrant. Just because we've left the EU doesn't mean that they're not going to hire people who aren't going to do the job better than you.
Get better.
Yeah.
Not
Just
bitter.
buckle up your ideas and get on with it. Like, knuckle down. That's how I see it.
Exactly.
But I've always like had that work ethic. Like when I was younger, if I wanted money, I've worked as a cleaner. I've cleaned toilets to make a living. Like, but some people won't take that job because they think it's beneath them, and I think that's part of the issue, right, with people who are saying immigrants are stealing our jobs. No, they're doing the jobs that you don't want to do because you're too lazy or you think you're above it, but you're really not. Like, that's, I don't know. I'm quite passionate about it.
I think it's difficult to say, obviously, because I don't know. Like, I think at first it is going to be a bit. I think it's going to be difficult for us. I think we are going to struggle as an independent, like sort of country away from the EU. And I think, like, obviously, there's things like the pound, like the value of that is already dropped, and
Yes,
we're already
a lot,
like
yeah.
on the stock market or something that's gone down as well. So I think initial reaction is we are going to struggle, but obviously, like, I imagine, you know, because people there is other countries that like survive without being in the EU, so like we will survive, like we will be fine on our own and stuff. But it's just a shame. I think we could just be better
Yes,
together.
right.
Like that's my like just neighbours, like stick together, stronger unit. So
Yeah.
it's disappointing. Like we will be like, I'm sure we'll be fine. Like we'll pick it up, but it's just the amount of time it's going to take to get back to the strong, stable
Yeah.
economy and like community that we are now. So I think that the result's been a bit of a detriment to us, but I can't do anything about it.
know,
So
yeah,
it's such a
completely
shame.
agree with you.
Yeah, it's such a shame. So it's happened now. So you just got to live with it, and you just got to like work forward and make sure we all stick together. And
Me personally, my husband's visa is based on my EU citizen, so it might affect me personally. But I believe that nothing happened to Europeans living in EU. I know that, but it might be really hard for people like for my family if they want to visit me. It might affect me. Yeah.
Yes. You're worrying about it.
Of course, I'm worried.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It
sure.
probably won't be impossible. It's going to be just harder, but
Yeah.
still.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it's a good decision for UK as a country.